Hello, and welcome back to the Vibe Online podcast with myself, Megan, and with Karen.
Hello.
We are on episode 43, and it has been a few weeks since we have shared an episode with you guys. There's been a lot going on in both mine and Karen's lives. I have been getting my house ready to rental and pack everything up. So, because I'm moving overseas, over to Asia for some time, open to travel. Such a blessing that I'm able to do that. So yeah, and lots of other big news. Michael has left his job, my partner. Very exciting stuff. And Karen and I have spent some time together over this period as well, and refilmed our masterclass, which is essentially our short snippet of information. It's just a video content to let you guys know and give you that dive into what it is that we do online so that you can get a flavour for it before diving into it a bit more. Now, there has been a lot else going on with Karen, and
It's been a
we
crazy time.
it has been a crazy few weeks, and we are not going to disappoint on this episode. We're coming back with a bang, and we're going to be sharing with you and also celebrating huge wins and milestones, especially for Karen within her business. So, you've seen the title, there's a reason why you're here, you're listening to this episode, and we're going to give and dish out all the goods for you. And now I will pass it over to Karen. We'll dive straight into it and find out what's been going on. Take it away, Karen.
Wow. Wow, so much. I mean, gosh, your house, packing up, moving to Asia, Michael quit his job. Congrats. Like so much going on. And
Big
just
deals.
the whole business community in itself is just blowing up. Like
It
there's
really is exploding right now,
so,
yeah.
so much happening. So many people are ranking up and making so much money per month that you can't even begin to imagine when you're not even in this business, let alone at the start of it, like what can happen. So what has been happening? Wow, it's been like what, 4 or 5 weeks since we did an episode. So that's a long time and a lot has happened. And last month, those of you who have been following us on Instagram and seen my story, etc., will know that I ranked up in my business and I hit the milestone rank of 6A, which means that I now qualify for monthly and quarterly bonuses and I receive more commissions per sale that I make. So it was a crazy, beautiful, phenomenal roller coaster of a ride last month. Like it really was, honestly. Like it was just on a whole different level. Like it's really difficult to kind of like I don't think I've actually even fully processed everything that's happened and all the emotions that went through it. You know, I was excited, I was nervous, I was like tearful, I was like, oh my God, like literally every single emotion under the sun. So basically what happened was within 2 days of last month, I made 9K in 2 days. Even to say that right now is just like, I'm sorry, what? You made how much in 2 days?
It's
Uh,
wild. That is like probably a third of some people's annual salary.
yeah. Well, if you put it into perspective, when I was working my corporate job, I was earning £1,800 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Wow.
yeah, that is one of the reasons why I started to look to work online. Obviously, I'd been through the divorce. I needed more money. I needed money just to live because I'd gone from being in a marriage and a joint partnership with joint finances to solely being on my own. And £1,800 a month does not go very far,
Mm-hmm.
let alone try and get a mortgage and all the bills, etc., etc. So when I first came into this business, it was only to make £1,000 extra a month. So to be able to make 9 grand in 2 days is just, it still blows me away, honestly. Like literally when I sit and do my monthly accounts for the business and I'm just like, oh my God, it's it just gets bigger and better every single month. And you
Mm-hmm.
know, I am only 2 years into the business, as are you. And you know, this is a crazy kind of stuff that happens to us already, let alone Lisa, our mentor, who also hit a phenomenal rank in the business. And, you know, she had a 35.5K month. Like that's more than her annual salary when she was working her corporate job. And she made that in a few days. Like it's absolutely phenomenal, the power of this business. But do you know what the beauty of it is like, I don't just see it as money and the financial gain. it's the impact that we have to help other people begin
Hmm.
to live this life because we know
Hmm.
what's coming for them. And that excites me so much more than just making money. There's a lot of people that give sort of sales and network marketing sort of a bad rep where it's just like you see somebody as a transaction. Well, it could not be any further away from the truth. And it's so much bullshit. And I'll call bullshit on that every single time somebody says anything like that to me. We purely lead from the heart, and we're here to help and serve other people create that life that you've come here for in the beginning. You know, the reason people reach out to us and come through our ads and watch our masterclass is because they're looking for something. And
Hmm.
that something is just the beginning of that journey. And if that takes you, like me, 6 months to get going, the compound effect of when you start is just going to ripple through and catapult you forward in life to be in a position where, you know, I was away for a week there. I took a week off business. It was the first full week that I've had off business since starting because we had a family wedding over in Greece and I managed to take my daughter. I've paid her whole trip. I paid pretty much all her spending money. I treated her, you know, so many times when we were away. And, you know, I'm now in a position where I've never, ever been able to do that before. It was always like, can't afford to do this, can't afford to do that. Oh, you'll need to wait till next month. You'll need to wait till payday. You'll need to wait till this. And it was always constantly feeling like I was saying no, literally for her whole life, because I
Mm.
just never had the money to look after my kids. I hadn't been on holiday with her or my son, like both my kids since 2016. Like
Mm.
it's just absolutely crazy. Like 8 years in the making of missing out on so much with my kids to now be in a position where, you know, money was no object when we were
Mm.
away. I paid fully for the holiday cash. I paid that outright and just had money in the bank to be able to kind of not have to say no. So it was a really, really nice feeling. And
Yeah.
it's nice for anybody to be in that position. Obviously, my why, my drive is my kids, as people know. And just for anybody that starts the business, there's always a reason why you do it, solely for you to begin with, because you want to make more money and you want to have a business and live freely, or whatever that reason may be for starting. But there's always somebody else that you're doing it for too. Like obviously, Meg, you and Mike are building this to have your kids, and in the future, you're never going to have to return to work. So, you know, that's really, really special to know that you're never going to miss a day with your kids. You're never going to have to put them into daycare. You're never going to have anybody else look
Mm.
after them unless you choose to, you know, and to be
And in
able
the
to
meantime, while we're building that, we're able to adventure and travel
exactly,
and enjoy that part of our life and, you know, build our bond as a relationship before that family does begin. But we're building that at the same time. And that is the absolute beauty of this, because you can build the life that you want. It is think about the future in the forefront, but then also building you right now and helping you right now. And I just want to fall back on something that you mentioned earlier. Like, this is the compound effect for you. And our listeners know, who have been following us from the beginning of this podcast, who follow us on our social media, that this does not come overnight. We've spoken about the compound effect before. If you want to go back and listen to that and understand that, there is an episode on it. But also, you know what this business is about. If you've listened to us before, you've listened to this podcast all the way through, we've spoken multiple times, there's so many episodes on how incredible and beautiful and heartfelt this business model is. And when we talk about changing people's lives, we are talking transformational journeys. That starts with us. We've both
yeah,
had a very transformational journey in the past 2 years. Like, we wouldn't even recognize who that person used to be, but we look back on it. Like, Karen, you done an incredible, a really, really beautiful call last night within our community and shared your entire journey. And it's, you look back on that person, you think, I actually cannot believe that that is
I
that
know,
transformation just 2 years ago. You know, we can stay in a job or stay stuck in where we currently are for years and years and years and years, and nothing ever changes. And then in just such a short period of time, that transformation is like that. And now you're making 9K in 2 days. And people might be listening to this and thinking, oh my gosh, that's too good to be true. That kind of money is just
yeah.
out of this world. How can you make that in 2 days? Well, guys, like we just said, the compound effect. Karen has worked her goddamn butt off. She just mentioned that she has not taken a week off in 2 years to make this happen. And now this is just completely snowballing.
Yeah. And it's really important, I think, like for people to understand that if you want things to happen, you have to be the one to create the success. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to do it for you. And nobody's going to drop 10K in your bank
Mhm.
in a day. It just doesn't happen. You have to put the work in. You have to believe in yourself. Like when I said on the call last night, I had so many fears in the beginning. And those of you who have listened to previous podcasts will be aware of the fears that I did have. And, I could have let those fears completely consume me and hold me back. But I didn't, because the biggest fear of all was failing my kids. And I wasn't prepared to let that happen. So for me not to let my biggest fear take over and fail my kids, I had to make sure that I dealt with the other fears, like the lack of confidence, the not putting the camera on the calls, not speaking in public. Bloody hell, like we've spoke on stages in Malaysia, to even think, and that was only a year into the business. So
Yeah.
to think the growth that you go through and the personal journey that everybody goes on. I love watching other people's transformational journey. It's a business model, but it's a personal development plan with a compensation plan attached. That's kind of like, to sum up the business, like we do a lot of work on ourselves and we put ourselves first, because if we're not solely functioning as a human at the highest level that we should be with good energy, then you're never going to succeed to where you want to be, or you'll be in a much slower path, a such much slower journey. But if you have the belief, I had the belief in myself in the beginning. I knew I was going to make it and I knew I was going to become successful. I just didn't know when that was going to happen.
Mm.
But yeah, I didn't give up. I worked so hard every single day when I was working. I was up at 5 a.m. working till 7, going to work, coming home, doing another couple of hours on the business. And that was literally my day. On a weekend when I didn't have anything on, I would prioritize the business. I also commuted between Scotland and Plymouth, like all the time. I was living in Scotland at the time. My partner was down in Plymouth. So that was like a whole 12-hour day traveling in the van, because I used to drive, because I love to drive. So that was like a whole day out of my business. But what I had to do was I had to prioritize the time for my business, either before the trip started or at the end of it when I got down here, or vice versa.
Mm.
So it's really important that people understand that this business is not a magic get rich overnight scheme that you're just going to be like, oh, I started a business and hey, I'm making millions. It doesn't work like that. But it's an incredible journey that you get to enjoy. You get to meet so many amazing people. You get to watch their journey, their life. You watch them transform as a person and grow to be like, speaking on stages, hosting calls, exactly the same as what we did. Whatever they want to do, they get to do that and become this beautiful, confident version of themselves. And they step into that person that they always have known as being there. They've just never had the confidence to allow the noise to disappear and
Mm.
not let the thoughts and judgments of others cloud where they're going in life. And I think that for me was a huge thing. Like when I started this business, I had so many people like, don't do it, it's a scam, it's this, I've read this, I've read that. And I was like, do you know what? I'm doing it. I don't care what you say. I have a gut instinct. I've connected with the community. You haven't. So listen to those who are living the life you want to live. And it's huge, like following their footsteps, because it's the only way you're going to make it. Sitting back and watching in fear, you're never going to get there. And I did that for 6 months. So I can say, I
Yeah.
can say that, like, don't let it hold you back. One of the best things you can do is watch a masterclass, jump on a call, and we'll answer like any question you've got, anything you want to know about the business.
Mm.
And just, ask us about our lives, where we've come from. We
Mm.
both come from corporate backgrounds, hospitality, office administration, business management. I mean, I'm ex-military as well, so huge people come from all walks of life into this
Yeah. Of
business, and everybody can make it a success. So it's
course
a
I can.
very special place to be.
Yeah, definitely. And so many life experiences and different challenges that we all go through in life, you know. So there's nothing that either we or somebody else within the community hasn't experienced that would be similar and familiar to you. And like you say, you connected with a community that other people don't even know how phenomenal and how incredible it is to have that kind of support system around you. You know, it
Yeah.
really does accelerate your growth immensely. You know, there are a lot of opportunities online, but there are none like what we have right here. And I can damn right say that because I know many of them. And
Yeah.
the kind of support and community that you have here is a reason why we have grown so fast in such a short period of time, because we are learning directly from the people that have what we want, And we also have people around us who are also on the same journey or having the same experiences. We have phenomenal training platforms that has all of the skills that we get to build to make this business a success, step by step video training that you can stop, start, implement, lifetime access to all of that. So on those 12-hour round trips that Karen was doing, you bet your goddamn bottom that she was listening to training videos and
I
podcasts
was.
and YouTube. So she was building those skills so that she could do that. You know, you can't come into this and then tomorrow expect that 9K to fall into your bank account. Those skills take time to build, and that implementation is the most important part of it. You can fill your mind with all kinds of stuff. You can listen to calls all day, every day, however you like. But if you're not implementing it, taking action, and pushing yourself to do that and do something different, you can't expect different results.
Yeah, exactly. It's so, so true. Like driving up, I was catching up on calls, I was listening to podcasts, I was voice noting notes to myself to implement after. And
Mm.
I never missed an opportunity. Like, and I remember back in the beginning, I'd like use your toilet time wisely, and people would be like, "What do you mean toilet time? Like, take your phone to the toilet and spend a little bit longer than you would if you just having a wee, and do some follow-ups, do some notes, listen to something, like get every single second that you can squeeze into business in the day will grow you and move your business faster than
Mm.
anything else." And that's I did that all the time. It was great. Even driving to the gym, which is like 10 minutes, I had a podcast on, or I
Yeah.
was catching up on something, or I was walking on the treadmill. I even do that now. If it, like when I was flying back from Greece on Sunday, I missed the call. So I was on the treadmill the other day and I caught up on it. And then as soon as I got home, I'm writing up notes and
Mhm.
implementing stuff. And but it's fun. Like you
That's what
have
I was
to
about.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I was about to say that, some listeners might be listening to this and thinking, God damn, you girls are crazy. How are you putting all that time, effort? I would be,
Yeah.
drained, exhausted. Da, da, da. Let me tell you, when you understand this business and what it can do for you, the obsession is real. Like you
Yeah.
want to absorb yourself in this environment, within the community, within the training. You get obsessed with learning all of this stuff because you are continuously growing, becoming a better version of yourself, but also for your children, for your partner, for your job. All of this stuff that you learn and involve yourself in, and when you embrace it, you have the results so quickly.
Yeah, and when the results start coming and you feel them, and that belief is like, yes, I've done it, I've cracked it. Like I'm getting traction in my business now, and
Mm.
you've made all these incredible friendships along the way, and you know that you're building a team of people that you're getting to help. And we've had so many people in the community as a global community come from nothing, from nowhere, with nothing. Like I didn't even have a home to live in when I started this business. Like I didn't have anything at all, but I've built that up now. And
Mm.
and to like you say, look back to when I was going from my divorce started like 5 years ago, but it took a hell of a long time to get through it. It was extremely toxic and nasty, and I wasn't in the best place mentally for it, but I had this belief and I had this vision. And every single person that comes into this business, even before they start, they have a belief, they have a vision, they have a reason, they have a why, they have some kind of something they want to give more to or become better,
Mm.
or there's always a reason for it. The only reason why people don't take the action is because of the fear. That's literally
Mm.
all it is. But if you can get over that fear and start,
The
10,
fear,
20, 30, 40, 50K months will be normal.
I mean, it's either the fear or it's truthfully that you don't want it enough.
Yeah.
Because it's not always fair, and I'll hands down say it's not always fair. It's just, how much do you want it? How much do you want your life to change? Are you saying that you want it to change, but then actually you're really comfortable in where you are? Or do you actually want that? Do you want 9K days? Do you want 50K months? Do you, not even just that, do you want the rest of your life just being present with your family? Do you want to be able to pay for them to go on holidays? Do you want to be able to go to the supermarket and not look at the receipt when you're paying for your bill? Do you want to upgrade your, fruits and vegetables to organic produce? What are all of these things that you actually want, and what do you value, and what do you care about, and how much do you want it? Because
Yeah.
you have a business model here that has been tried, tested with hundreds of thousands of people over 50 years. It's here, ready, available to you. You have all the support, the mentorship, the step-by-step guidance. You just need to show up for yourself.
Yeah.
You just need to take that step. You just need to take that, reach out, have that conversation, and go for it.
Yeah.
Because there is no doubt anyone that comes into this will change their life in some way. And the only way that you don't is if you don't take any action on it.
Yeah. And you know, some people are intrigued and interested and have no no plan on starting a business for
Mm,
themselves at all. And that's also fine. Some people come into it and they take 3 years, 4 years to get started. Like there's no right or wrong way. Like Meg said, if you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen.
yeah.
But the time has also got to be right for you to make
Mm,
that happen. So it's an incredible journey. I never ever in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be sitting hosting our own podcast talking about making 9K days, and you know it is just the beginning.
it
50
is.
50K months are my aim, and you know I know it's going to happen because it just can't with its
It can't
the way
not.
the business model is made. It's going to happen, and then before you know it, you're at the legacy ranks where you have, which we've also spoken about before, is like the pension stage. To kind of put it in layman's terms for people to understand, is where you get $5,000 a month for the rest of your life, which becomes willable to your children. You know,
Mm.
who doesn't want that?
Yeah, and that's just base. That's just a base
Yeah,
directly from that, which is just yeah. And if you'd like to know more about that pension scheme, then we just reach out to one of us or
yeah,
go back and have a listen to the episode. We can pop that in the show notes so that you have a quick link to that. But
yeah.
wow, I'm so pleased to be celebrating you, Karen, and honestly,
Thank you.
congratulations. We've been together from day one, and you are a testament to what this business can truly do for people and the transformation that we've seen in you, and just so happy for you. And it really is just the beginning.
Yeah, it is. It's massive. And, you know, I'm so grateful for everything this business has given me, but also we wouldn't be here. We would never have met
Mhm.
if it wasn't for this business either. We wouldn't be sitting hosting a podcast. So you lovely listeners. And thank you so much for all your support for all the episodes that you've tuned into and gave us feedback on and such like. So we welcome all feedback. Anything you want us to talk about, anything you'd like us to hear, just let us know. Like we're
Mm.
here, as we say, we're here to share the real raw truth of what it takes to build a business online and get it going, but also share the beauty of the business model that we have and the products that we have. um
Yeah, totally. And
Everything
hopefully
else.
you've got that from this episode alone. And if this is your first episode that you're listening to, I hope you've taken so much value away from it, and you'll continue listening to this journey, or following us on social media, or perhaps it's even lit a fire for you to be like, actually, yeah, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I've been listening for a while, I've been watching for a while. Okay, let's learn more. Let's dive in. And if that is you, you know where to find us. Instagram, I'm at Courage to Create Change. Karen is at
Karen.I.Gallagher.
Fantastic. And then, yeah, we'll pop those in the show notes as well so you guys know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well,
Well, what a
huge
great episode
congratulations.
to
Yeah,
kick back with after a month off.
absolutely. Absolutely. I cannot believe how long it's been. We will not be leaving it that long in between. In fact, Karen and I will be back together in person in just
Yes.
just a few weeks' time, when we
No.
fly to, where are we going?
We are going to Japan for the 50th anniversary of the business company. So I'm so excited. I've literally, just before this podcast got recorded, I've booked my flights to Japan. We're
Fantastic.
going one-way ticket. No, one-way ticket out of here.
It's the beginning of mine and Mike's long haul, long term journeys. We're packing up a house. We're getting ready to go. We're going to be over in Asia. Japan is the first stop, and Japan is going to be absolutely phenomenal. There's going to be thousands, thousands of distributors there. So stay
Gosh.
tuned on that in our social media. It's going to absolutely blow up. Like, things are getting very, very, very exciting. So
Yeah.
if you want to be a part of it as well, then guys, jump on board, because never is a better time than right now to make a move.
Yeah,
And on
definitely.
that
And so
note,
much more to come as well, but we will share
yes,
that in other episodes.
We will do. We will do. But okay, guys. Well, that rounds us up for today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for listening in, and we hope to see you on the next ones. Take
Yeah,
care.
we'll see you soon. Bye.